Hi, this is The Greatest Story Ever Played. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus. I guess first off, welcome back. You haven't been here
Yeah.
since Red Dead 2, I think was the last thing we talked about.
Yeah, and that was in December
Yeah, December last year. So,
2021. It's been
yeah,
been a while.
yeah.
7
So,
months, 6 months.
yeah, so it's been a minute. So, exciting to have you back. Obviously, exciting that your baby's 7 months old or 6 months old now.
6. Yeah,
Six.
6.
So, all right, yeah, because you didn't come for a little bit right before. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some like few weeks gap.
Yeah, that makes sense. So very cool, exciting there, for sure. Cool to have you back. I guess what that will look like, Jordan and I aren't sure yet, but at least now being on some episodes going forward, so that's exciting. Very good to have you back on mic.
It's good to be back. Yep. It's fun. This game got me through the first few weeks of a newborn baby, so glad to talk about it.
Right? Yeah, lots of nights being up and just filling your Pokedex.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah, and I thought this is really the perfect game, I feel like, for you to come back into, is Pokemon, since this is a franchise that you love and have had, a lot of history and involvement with. On the podcast ourselves, we've talked about Red and Blue together and also Sword and Shield, so fun to come back to Pokemon again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you want to grab the description for us?
Yeah. Yeah, just like old times. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so get ready for a new kind of grand Pokemon adventure in Pokemon Legends Arceus, a new game from Game Freak that blends action and exploration with the RPG roots of the Pokemon series. You are tasked with studying Pokemon to complete the region's first Pokedex. To do this, you'll need to catch wild Pokemon by sneaking up and throwing a well-aimed Pokeball. You can also toss the Pokeball containing your ally Pokemon near a wild Pokemon to seamlessly enter battle.
Awesome. And then, yeah, as said in the recap, we're developed by Game Freak, who has made all the Pokemon mainline games, so cool having them still doing this. So I guess kind of the big thing I think that's worth covering is some non-spoiler thoughts before we kind of dive into everything that happened in here. But I don't know, maybe there's someone who's somewhat of a Pokemon fan, but they didn't pick Arceus up yet. What are some things, I guess, that you'd want to share with them to kind of give them an idea of what Arceus is about?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the first thing I think the best thing about the game is kind of in the description as well as like the seamless like catching and battling system. You just kind of you're walking around and you can just literally you see a wild Pokemon, you throw a Pokeball or throw your Pokemon and battle them or catch them. It's pretty cool. It feels like that's how it would be in real life if Pokemon were around. It's almost real world. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that because right in previous Pokemon games, Sword and Shield, you started to see them some walking around, but also you could get surprised walking into the grass. Here, you're not getting surprised. You see all the Pokemon that are around, and that you could just catch them immediately. You don't have to go through the okay, we set up, we do our battle, I get you down to the lower part of the red, then I catch you. Instead, it's like you could just catch them if you like sneak up on them or whatever, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It feels you can like distract them with different items or give them food, things like that, to like get them to not run away. It's awesome. It's great. This is definitely the biggest selling point I think of this game.
Yeah, I agree. I like that a lot. I like that I didn't have to battle every Pokemon I saw or to catch a Pokemon. I didn't have to do that. I thought that was cool. I also liked that it was sort of this openish world feel. Not a true open world, but kind of open hubs, I guess you'd say. There's like I don't know, five or
Yeah,
six regions or something like that. And so you can explore that region in full without, going to a checkpoint or anything like that. And I like that a bit about this game too, is especially like as the game goes on, you have different traversal methods. It felt like I could really explore the map, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because yeah, each region is different enough that yeah, there's like a cold region, like a mountainous region, a water one, a swampy one, I think. Then like just a grassland. So you kind of get a wide variety of yeah, terrain, and then there's obviously different Pokemon in each terrain, kind of where you'd expect them to be. Just it's just pretty cool too.
Yeah, definitely. One
Yeah.
thing I didn't like about this game that was different than Sword and Shield is you could end up in a spot where you could battle multiple Pokemon at once. But in Sword and Shield, you might battle two trainers at the same time. They each throw one Pokemon, and you get to throw two to have it be even. But in this game, for some reason, you could be battling three Pokemon at once, and even if you have more than one, you only get the one. And I didn't like that. I felt like that made battling a little annoying in those couple instances where you'd be sort of outmatched, but for no reason.
Yeah, that I was surprised they did that. It is kind of interesting that every other Pokemon game that has like multi Pokemon battles, whatever, you can always have more than one. And this is the first one that, from my understanding, that they didn't have that. Um, so yeah, and not really sure. They never really explained it. Just couldn't do it. So yeah, that was kind of annoying.
Yeah, like
Even just
I would have been fine if
yeah,
like
two
my
versus three would have
Pokemon
been
were all knocked
fine.
out, even whatever. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Two versus three would have been fine, but it just seems weird. It's like, oh, they're gonna like bully you, except you have more Pokemon. Like if you were at the end five of yours faint and it's 1-on-3, sure, totally makes sense. Like, you're kind of in a bind at that point. But like to just be like, I'm outnumbered and I'll just play underdog for no reason, like that's dumb.
yeah.
I didn't
All I
like
have to
that.
do is grab my other one of my other Pokeballs and throw it, and then that'll be two versus three.
Yeah. Or if there was like if there was a reason why they decided this and they explained it, I could accept that if I knew it, but if they did say that, I didn't hear it. Like I missed it.
I don't remember it either. Dude,
Like
you
if
know what? They should do. I would just throw all my Pokemon out every time, six versus one, every fight.
that's
It'd be really
true.
funny.
That's true. That you just wreck everyone all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why it's that way.
yeah,
My kind of last thing I have is I think this is an awesome kind of change for Pokemon in itself. So I like, your standard, gym series, whatever, like you'd get with Red and Blue or Sword and Shield or, whatever. All of them. I like that, and I think that's cool. But I like that Legends has basically introduced something new that it's, okay, you don't have to do the gym series to make an engaging Pokemon game. We've got this other thing we can do. And so I imagine as time goes on, we'll just keep getting new Pokemon Legends, some new Pokemon kind of thing like that, and it'll become its own series, which is cool. I'm definitely about that.
yeah. They're pretty sweet. Yeah, that was one of the things I thought about too. Is the different formula they tried here. I think worked really well, and I'm really glad they did something new. It'd been a long time. Just kind of the same formula. Yeah, the eight gym leaders, the Elite Four team, fill in the blank, trying to do something bad, beat them, legendary Pokemon, all that. This was the first time it was like, oh wow, I actually don't know what's gonna happen, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that, and I feel like they could probably keep that up as us not knowing what's going to happen, because if it's a new Pokemon Legends, it's not like it's going to hopefully follow the same way this game went. Hopefully they'll do other things and introduce, I don't know, new types of characters and new things. I'm sure there'll always be someone wanting a Pokedex filled, but like aside
Yeah,
from
that's
that,
standard.
yeah, but aside from that, I feel like they could, I don't know, do a lot.
Yeah, definitely. One last thing I had to, kind of a complaint, is the graphics aren't that great. And not that you don't necessarily play a Pokemon game to see like crazy next gen graphics, but there's definitely some issues I had with like some of the textures on like the trees and the grass. It seems like very much an afterthought. So not the biggest deal. I don't really care. that much about like the graphics in a Pokemon game, but it being an open world game, I would have expected a little bit more time put into making trees and shrubbery and things look more realistic than they did. They were like flat almost, you know. They were, I don't know how to describe it. It's like you took two pieces of paper and put them perpendicular and like, oh, there's a tree. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like I would agree. It didn't look like that great especially compared to things on its own system. Like Super Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey looked pretty cool, or like
Breath of the Wild looks
yeah,
great.
yeah. I haven't played a lot of Breath of the Wild, but I've played a little bit of it, and yeah, it looked way better. So you'd hope that Pokemon, like, I don't know, could get closer to those things. It doesn't have to be the same. Like, you know, with Nintendo, I don't feel like the graphics are like the selling point the way that like, especially like PlayStation tries to make it be for their games. But yeah, it would have been good if there was more. Hopefully, Violet and Scarlet kind of ups their game in that arena when that comes out.
Yeah, that'd be nice. One real small final thing. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but so that the Pokemon are they're like walking around in like the overworld. There's no cutscene battle. If you can see them kind of far away, and if they were too far away, they would like almost teleport. Did you ever notice that? Like when they're on the horizon, they would just like stutter, and it's because the graphics weren't very great. It's really funny.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah, if
notice
you
that actually.
yeah, if you pick it back up, just go somewhere where you can kind of see far, and just watch the Pokemon just kind of like freak out. It's pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look for that. That's funny.
So, not crazy complaints. I still like love this game. It's just more of like one of those. Been nice to have things.
Yeah. Hopefully that's like the big thing they take to improve for further ones kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
I guess also this is their first time like going this route. So like I'm glad they nailed the things they did get right. This would be a thing I would be like, all right, next time, yeah, spend more time on this, more money or whatever, all that.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, okay, cool. Those are some non-spoiler thoughts. From here, we're going to get into kind of our recap of Pokemon Legends Arceus and kind of go through kind of your big stuff. So, first thing that kind of happens, the game begins with you falling through like a space rift. And you wake up kind of by a beach, and you run into Professor Laventon and meet him. And he's like, I'm a Pokemon researcher, but I'm kind of scared of Pokemon. Could you help me and catch some Pokemon for me?
You're like, bro, what?
You're like, okay, I just got here, but sure. And so he asks you to catch 3 Pokemon for him, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. And he tells you a little bit about trying to fill out this Pokedex, and basically he wants to catalog all the Pokemon in this new region that is more recently being settled by the, I don't know, people, the group he's a part of, kind of thing. And he brings you to the town that he lives in after you catch these Pokemon. And there's a team there called Galaxy Team who are... They're not military, but they basically seem like military.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So it seems like it's sort of like a military outpost town sort of thing. And he endorses you for Galaxy Team, and he's like, hey, Galaxy Team, you guys catch Pokemon and stuff like that. Well, guess what? Our new character's really good at it. I saw them catch 3.
You're like, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Everyone's really afraid of Pokemon and don't know how to catch them. It's pretty comical.
Yeah, that is something that's funny as you go through this. Like, you're one of the most useful townspeople very, very quickly because most people just, it seems like, see Pokemon and get scared and leave. And you're one of the few people who are like, yeah, I could probably throw this baseball at it and catch it. Like,
Yeah.
So,
very true.
Yeah, so that's sort of your vibe coming in. But to kind of, Galaxy Team's like, fine, Professor Laventon says you're good at this, we'll let you do like a trial. If you can catch some Pokemon and pass this trial, then yeah, we'll let you on the team as like a junior member kind of thing. So you catch the Pokemon. or no, you get set the trial, but before you go on your trial, Laventon says, well, you can't go out there without a Pokemon. Like, Pokemon are dangerous. You need a partner, essentially, in this.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose one of the three, Rowlet, Cyndaquil, or Oshawott, that you caught earlier. So who did you choose and why?
I picked Cyndaquil. I feel like I generally go with fire type at the beginning. I don't necessarily know why. I think I just end up liking them the most. But also, back in Gold and Silver, Cyndaquil was the fire starter in those games, and I picked him. Picked him then, too, so did it again here.
Okay, cool. And then also, each of these starters is from previous generations, right?
Yeah, there's no... Let's see, Oshawott was from... I think Diamond and Pearl. I don't know about Rowlet.
Okay.
I can't remember.
I know they're all from previous ones, but my gap is most of the series, so...
yeah, majority.
I never had any of these. But for me, I chose Oshawott. The main way that I choose my starters is basically like either which one I kind of liked upon meeting them or which one I think is cute or fun kind of thing. And so with Oshawott, I chose him because I thought he kind of looked like the Arctic animals in Elf who like say goodbye to Buddy when he leaves the North Pole.
Oh, dude.
I think it kind of looks like one of them. So
Oh my God.
So I chose him because of that. I was like, this is silly. I want him. So I think I've chosen in red and blue. I chose Bulbasaur, and then in Sword and Shield, I chose Sobble. So I've gone water or grass so far. I haven't done fire yet, but maybe I will.
Really?
Next time. I don't know.
Yeah, I generally pick fire. I mean, red and blue, I picked all of them. This one, if I replayed, I'd probably pick Oshawott.
Okay, nice.
Just to try something different.
Right, yeah. That seems like a cool thing with these is if you choose a different starter, like, your starting experience can be pretty different. By the end, you end up getting, in all of these games, you end up with all of the different types. But in the beginning, you've got to kind of lean heavily on your starter.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, that's cool. Laura on Twitter said, Cyndaquil, it was my first Pokemon when I was little, too. So, I think similar experience to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's Play Baseball on Twitter said, Rowlet, Little Burb is the best. Rowlet's pretty cool, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great.
I agree. They're all good. If I would have ended up with a different one, I would have been happy, for sure. Morgan on Twitter said, Rowlet, definitely the coolest of the three.
And then Harley on Twitter said, I would try to do this in Cyndaquil's voice, but just Quill. I cannot speak Cyndaquil.
So, good variety right there. A couple different ones people start with. And so then, finally, before you head out, you've picked your Pokemon. You've got to battle Volo on your way out to complete this trial. Volo is a merchant in the town who... basically is like the third clan. So what you find out in a little bit is basically there's the Diamond clan and the Pearl clan, and they each live in this area. But then there's this third clan that sort of goes in between, and follows part of that.
The Ginkgo tribe or something?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. So you battle him, and then... you complete your trial. So you head to Obsidian Fields. This is the first kind of hub world you go to, and you need to catch enough Pokemon to get to research level 10. So this is something that's cool in Arceus, is to... you basically have like a rank, and so basically how much you research will open up more of the game. But to get research points, it's not only catching Pokemon, but it could be defeating Pokemon, or a Pokemon using a certain move a certain amount of times, or like how many you've seen, I think, even, kind of thing. So all of that sort of adds into your research level, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's that I did like this a lot. yeah, you don't just see a Pokemon, then okay, you have it in your Pokedex. You don't just catch it and then you have it filled out in your Pokedex. Yeah, there's like different ways you can complete and fill out your Pokedex. I thought that was really cool because it actually is like, it's okay, you're actually learning about the Pokemon by doing these different things as opposed to just catching them and knowing everything immediately.
Yeah, I liked this a lot. Normally, I'm not someone who like I don't care about completing the Pokedex or like things like that particularly. In the previous games I've played, I've just wanted to like win the gym battles, kind of thing. This one was the first time where I was like, oh, I want to complete this Pokedex. This is valuable. I want to, you know, battle every Rattata I see or whatever.
Destroy all of them.
Yeah, something like that because it'll be helpful for filling this out versus like before like I would try to like avoid Pokemon if I could help it once I was like through a certain section or you know, I can't catch anyone useful here. I want to go. But in this game, you're like, okay, I'm still getting research for it, so it's useful.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely times when I would just like look through the recommended Pokemon to like complete, and I would just try to knock them all out for like hours. So I definitely felt the same, more pull to actually complete the Pokedex than in previous games.
Yeah, yeah. I really liked how they did that. I think if I were trying to, I didn't fill out the Pokedex here this time either, but if I had wanted to, I think that it would have, like that draw was good enough that I think if I would have decided to follow that down, like you said, I could have just spent hours like, okay, I'm going to get all the research points I can from this world before I'll move on to the next one. Like if I were trying to be completionist as I played or whatever.
Yeah, I sort of did that, but then I got too grindy for me.
That's fair. No, that's cool. So once you do enough research tasks, you get to level 10. You report to Captain Silene, who's kind of second in command at the town. And once you've leveled up, she basically updates your rank, and you get better Pokeballs, and it gives you more regions to explore. And this becomes sort of your, I guess, cycle, for each world. So it's okay, now you have to get to level 20. And when you do, you'll, instead of having a Pokeball, you'll get like the Leaden Ball or the Ultra Ball or whatever. And then you'll be able to catch Pokemon that are higher levels. Pokemon at higher levels will listen to you, all of that stuff. So it's sort of all encompassed in do your research stuff. Your research stuff gets done, your rank goes up. New ability or new access, new all that stuff.
Yeah, and then you mentioned this, but just to reiterate, every time you get like a new research level, I think you can catch and train Pokemon that are like 10 or 20 levels higher than the previous one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it kind of, you have to progress in these research levels to actually get stronger Pokemon. And there's definitely times where they think they make you, if you're not a high enough level, they'll say, hey, you got to complete some more research things before we can let you go to this new region.
Yep. I had that happen once early on, as I didn't have enough points, so I had to go back out. And then I was like, okay, how much do I need for Geodudes? And so then I just went to an area where Geodudes were, and we're like, all right, I'm going to max out the research here. Okay.
Then just slaughtered all the Geodudes.
Yeah.
Genocide.
Then Oshawott just knocked everyone out. Just kept throwing water at them. But yeah, basically it sets you up to do something like that to get there, which is cool. Again, getting you to take that time. After this, kind of a big moment you have is a character, Mai, who is... She's not a warden, but she's someone who's important to either the Diamond or Pearl clan. I forget which one.
I think Diamond.
Okay. And she takes you to an alpha Kricketune. So an alpha is basically like a bigger Pokemon with red eyes.
Yeah. It's, yeah, that's a good description. I have nothing else to add.
Yeah, it seems like it's more angry. It's at a higher level than maybe your normal version of that Pokemon and is a little tougher. And I think the people kind of at large are especially scared of the alpha Pokemons, which makes sense because they are tough.
Yeah, and they will attack you if they see you walking around.
Right. Yeah. And because of that, I think their move is only attack. I've noticed that like with other Pokemon, if you walk by them, some of them will attack you, but other ones will just run away. But the alpha
Yeah.
ones are like they want to fight. Like that's all they want to do.
Yeah, very true.
And I believe you catch the Alpha Cricketune or defeat it, and then you go back to the town and you go to Commander Kamado's office. So he's the kind of head of this town, and he introduces you to Adaman and Iridia, and they're both kind of the leaders of the Diamond and Pearl clans, and they come to you because they've need help quelling the frenzied Cleaver. So Cleaver is one of their basically the Diamond and Pearl clan, right? Have multiple Pokemon who are kind of the Pokemon gods of sorts to them, like they're revered
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, they're like I think they're like different Pokemon protectors of the different regions, kind of.
Yeah,
That's the idea of it, I think.
yeah, and yeah. So they're really important to them, basically, and they're like because they're frenzied. I guess what's happening is there's like lightning coming down and hitting a couple of these revered Pokemon, and so then they're frenzied, and it's making the area kind of dangerous to be in, basically.
Yeah.
And so I think also because the Diamond and Pearl clan revere them or worship them, I don't think that they want to fight them themselves, but also it seems like the town doesn't want to go and fight these revered Pokemon, and so since you're like the new person, they're like, how about you do it? You won't offend anyone.
I think they're not good at battling too. I think that's kind of
I think you're
Yeah.
right.
yeah. Pokemon battles are not super common. Yeah, there's not many trainers in this game that you fight.
That's true. There seems to be maybe even on like one hand or two hands the amount of people who have their own Pokemon and would know how to battle it. Like people don't seem very adept at that.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess maybe gloss over this a little bit beginning, but it's kind of the whole gist of the game, right? Is you're completing this Pokedex so that people can understand Pokemon better, not be afraid of them, with hopefully the goal of living in harmony with Pokemon and not just because everyone thinks they're like evil and attack them on sight, and they're just really afraid.
Yeah, that's true. There's a pretty big, I don't know, misunderstanding and fear of Pokemon for sure, by your general public, it seems. So also when you kind of get tasked with this, you unlock Wide Ears Travel. So this is the first kind of transportation Pokemon you get. So instead of just having to walk everywhere, you can ride on a deer. And it makes travel way, way better. It's much faster. And
Yeah,
as the game
essentially
goes...
like having a bike.
Yep. Yeah, like having a bike. And as the game goes on, you do unlock other Pokemon who you can use for traveling, which makes, again, the game bigger and much easier to move through, which is cool. But before you go to do this, you've got to battle Iridia, because I think she wants you to prove yourself to her that, if you can beat me, you'll be able to quell Cleaver, basically. So you do that, and then you put together soothing bombs for Cleaver. So basically, it's like you've got almost like food, essentially, that you're throwing at him that will make him weaker.
Yeah, you're just yeah, you're throwing like food and other things that the Pokemon likes, with the goal of making it chill out.
Right, because
they explain this well in the game, but I forget exactly.
yeah,
What.
because
When you
you're
say
not,
it like just throwing food, it sounds kind of stupid, but
yeah, you're right. It is less stupid than how I made it sound. I agree, but I think I think the big thing being is that you're not battling them and like knocking them out or beating them. That's sort of the difference. Is you're like subduing them.
yeah, you're like
'Cause-
subduing them and dodging their attacks as you
Right.
do that.
Because I don't think you. because I guess that throwing the soothing bombs at them, it doesn't like put them to sleep, but it makes them not frenzied anymore eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, it, like, calms them down somehow.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, maybe just throwing bath salts at them forever. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I feel like bath salts would have the opposite effect, but
Yeah. I guess the other bath salts. I was thinking the actual bath salts for your bath, where it's like a nice bath with candles, not bath salts like Florida.
Florida. Miami zombie bath salts.
Right. But ultimately, though, you do get into this battle with Cleaver. And what's cool is, like, at the beginning, at first I thought it was, okay, you throw these bombs at him for a while, then you bring your Pokemon on to knock him out, kind of thing. But it doesn't really help having your Pokemon fight. You can, and it will, like, lower his health, but really, it's much better to basically just dodge and parry and just throw these forever at him until he's knocked out.
Yeah, because there's a point where I forget what happens, but if you like throw enough, they kind of like get dazed, and then you have like 10 seconds where they're not doing anything. You can just unload all the bombs on them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's a lot of your kind of standard boss battle, like pattern recognition of, okay, this is how they attack, so I need to kind of dodge my way around this and all that stuff. Something that's nice, too, is in these battles, if you get knocked out during them, you can choose to restart the battle from roughly the point you were at before, or you can start the entire battle over. So, as me, for someone who doesn't like grinding, I loved picking up where I left off. I was really glad about that in this game.
Yeah, that was super nice. Yeah, because there's like 4 chunks in the health bar, and I think whatever chunk you're in, that's where you start if you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice, yeah.
I appreciated that, because I think if I would have had to grind really hard, I would have gotten annoyed. Like, I'm glad that if someone wants to go back and, do it the long way and experience it that way, cool. I'm glad they can do that, but I'm also very glad for someone like me who's like, I don't want to get stuck on this. I'm glad that they let me skip it.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not the point of the game. It's a feature, it's an addition, that's cool, but yeah, it would suck if you're like trying to just play the Pokemon game and you just can't beat it because you aren't good at the mini boss puzzle thing, whatever. That'd be unfortunate.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that would suck if that was like, okay, well, this game died on this boss for me because of this. Instead, it's like, okay, I'm glad that they offer an alternative, so that was nice. But you battle Cleaver, you win. No more Frenzied Cleaver. That's good. And this opens you up to the next land. Now, I would say that the following lands that come from here, or regions of the map, I don't have as much on them because it is a lot of what we talked about before. The gameplay and all of that stuff, how the game works, is basically same region to region, right? Each region you need to research enough Pokemon, get enough research points, whatever, be able to progress to go to the next one. And there's a frenzied, revered Pokemon there that you have to kind of quell. So really that's sort of your, I don't know, foot forward for the game going from here.
Yeah. Yeah, then each region too, you unlock a different, like, traveling Pokemon. So there's like a bear you can use to dig for things.
Yeah.
There's a climbing Pokemon. There's a fish you can use in the water. That's super useful.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually there's a flying one, which is awesome too.
Yeah, definitely cool. So Crimson Mirelands, I would say one of the big things that happen here is you get your first battle with bad people, which are the Fortune Sister Bandits. So they talk to you in riddles and they steal things. They're exactly what they say they are.
Yeah, they're annoying. I loved destroying them.
Yeah, me too. I think that if not the first time I met them, the second time, there was a point where I was way over leveled on them and just wrecked them, and I enjoyed that.
It's always great.
Yeah. But yeah, this is sort of notable though, just because as you said, there aren't really trainers in this game. Basically, you battle like different people who are your friends for respect, I guess, kind of like the leaders of the Diamond and Pearl tribe, or Volo, or people in the Galaxy team. Like you battle some of those people along the way, but really they're all kind of like friendly matches. This is basically the only time where you're battling trainers where you don't like them or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really think of maybe at the end of the game there's a few battles where it's not necessarily friendly, but
that's true. I guess at the end it finally like shows up that way, but yeah, by and large, it's not really that way. I think again distinguishing it from your mainline Pokemon game where, you battle everyone and like battling is commonplace. This one, again, pretty different. The big thing you do here though is you battle the frenzied Ursaluna. Once you do defeat them, you have enough points, you go back and get access to the next area, which is the Cobalt Coastlands. Big thing here that happens is you unlock Basculegion.
I think that's right. Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to say all these names really wrong. We haven't yet, so.
Yeah, that's true. I saying things wrong and me definitely go together, especially Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think I said the Sword and Shield one's really bad. The legendaries in that, I think, now that we're talking about it.
You did. I forget
what I said, but they were really bad.
I do remember that. I remember, making fun of you for a second about that.
But Basculegion is your giant fish that you get to traverse with, which is cool because the previous areas to this also had water. So now you're like, oh, I could go back to them and do more, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this was I found this to be the most exciting, like, mount that you get.
Yeah.
And very useful because you can battle other Pokemon while you're on the fish. Because there's a ton of like Pokemon out in the water. It's crazy.
Yeah, there are. That was definitely my favorite part too. And like just ramp the game up. Like, the beginning you're getting introduced into it. You've got a couple places you've gone. But then this one was just like, cool. This is a bigger world. I like this. I think in the trailer there's a part when this game first got announced where you're on the Basculegion and you like jump up and you like throw a Pokeball, catching a Pokemon and like keep rolling kind of thing, and it looked really cool and you're like, can you really do that? You really can do that. So,
you can, yes. I mean, you have to be good at throwing the Pokeball, but yes, it's a feature.
Actually, I want to say that throwing the Pokeball in this kind of sucks. I had so many Pokeballs I threw away that just went nowhere. Like, you just wasted them where if you, like, miss. That sucked. I did not like that.
It'd be cool if you could go pick them up. Because I feel like they wouldn't... Well, I mean, maybe they would shatter. I don't know. They're made out of, like, wood and sticks and stones, so maybe they'd break. But, I definitely had trouble gauging the distance I needed. Like, sometimes it would look like you were really close, but you'd throw it and be, like, 10 feet too short. Like, what?
Right. Or just that, like, if you're, like, slightly to the side even, it's like you've got to hit them in the center, Like, if you, like, are off a little bit, your Pokeball will just whiff. And that kind of sucks. I felt like I was being penalized in a way that I didn't think was fair for, like, missing with my Pokeballs. So I didn't love that. But, yeah, anyway... your world opens up a lot, traveling water, which is cool. And your big kind of mission, or one of your big missions on this, is you got to battle the Fortune Sisters again because they stole Growlithe. There's basically a Growlithe that is almost like the apprentice for this region. So they had an Arcanine that was...
Died.
Yeah, that was sort of revered here, but it died, I think, in a storm, and it saved the Growlithe kind of thing. And so Growlithe, basically, because it hasn't evolved to Arcanine, isn't kind of your revered Pokemon here, but it's sort of the warden in this area is basically like, I don't know, shepherding them along until they become, the legendary Pokemon, or, the revered Pokemon of this region kind of thing.
Yep.
So you chase after the Fortune Sisters, you battle them, you rescue Growlithe, but a frenzied Arcanine shows up. So Arcanine, his dad, Growlithe's dad, didn't die. Instead, he's back, but he's also been frenzied. So you have to battle him and quell his frenzy. But then the families reunited, so that ended well for them.
I don't remember that section that much.
Really, it's on the island, like the volcano island.
Yeah, I remember that. I just don't remember. I don't remember the other Pokemon not being dead still.
Oh, really?
Maybe you're right. I feel like the Growlithe actually evolves. And then,
Oh. You might be right.
destroys the Fortune Sisters that stole it.
And then but then it becomes frenzied?
Yeah, maybe. Huh. Yeah, then I think it gets hit by lightning for some reason.
Okay, it evolves and then the lightning says, boom, frenzy time. Okay.
You're evolved now? I got you.
You might be right. I thought that's what it was, but I will say, in fairness, in times of recording this, I played this game several months ago at this point, so some of my details might be a little fucked up, to be honest.
Yeah,
so.
and I just finished it recently, so I'm much more fresh.
Yeah, so Growlithe evolves and then gets frenzied. That makes sense. Okay. From here, you go to the Coronet Highlands. This one, really, your big thing is you battle the Frenzied Electrode. This section, I don't remember it being as notable. You didn't get new access. It was just sort of a new area with new types of Pokemon.
Yeah, you might get the climbing Pokemon in this one. I forget. Sneasler.
Yeah, Sneasler. Yeah.
This is the name. Pretty goofy name. Yeah, I think that's honestly all that's really noteworthy from what I remember, at least.
This is the part of the game, I think, where I got really over-leveled because I'd caught some Pokemon I probably wasn't supposed to. So I think at this area, I was supposed to control Pokemon that were maybe up to like level 45 or 50, but I had several that were in the 60s.
And just wrecked people.
So I just wrecked people. Even if they didn't listen to me the whole time, it's like they'd get attacked and then they'd listen and just like knock out whoever I was fighting. So
nice.
Yeah, it got a little wild at this point for me because my Pokemon were over-leveled. And so then I was like, it was harder to catch them because I kept accidentally knocking them out, basically.
Yeah.
So
just sneak up on them instead.
Right, yeah, basically. Next kind of area is Alabaster Icelands. Here, you battle a frenzied Avalog. The thing that was cool in this one is, as it says, the Iceland, the snow. So I like this. This was a pretty different feeling area than several of the other places we've been. So that was kind of fun because of that.
Yeah, this was the only snow one that I remember. Cold one. And it was full of just, ice Pokemon and other cold Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So after you beat this one, you go back and you report, and Commander Komodo decides that, hey, I know you quelled all these frenzied Pokemon, but actually, I noticed that the frenzied Pokemon and you showed up at the same time. This is probably your fault. You're bad. You have to leave.
I would have just smoked this dude right then.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I was pissed.
Take my level 60 Pokemon and we'll just see what you say about that.
Right. I will destroy this town.
Yes, I will bring this town to the ground.
I was pissed here because it was like, you're so clearly wrong, and also like, man, you're a town full of people who are not that useful. Like, I'm the only one who's been able to do anything here. Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, all right, good luck starving to death. When I burn the crops you've grown with my fire Pokemon.
Yeah, right. On the way out, Cyndaquil just burns all the crops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. So you're like, you suck. But so once you get kicked out, you try to go to the Diamond and Pearl clans for help, but they each tell you no. They're basically like,
oh, sorry, real quick. He kicks you out, and he also says He's like, the only way we'll let you back in is if you fix the rift in the sky. And you're like, sick.
Right.
I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. This definitely sucks. Diamond and Pearl clans basically tell you they can't help you either. And I think it's because they're like, we don't really want to rift with the Galaxy team.
Yeah.
So we've got to say no. And then...
lame, though, for sure.
Yeah, lame.
Super lame.
Captain Silene helps you out kind of subtly though, on your way out. Not so she could get caught, but she basically is like, I'm going to set you up because I don't think what happened right, but I also can't be like an obvious ally because I don't want to get in trouble kind of thing.
Yep.
And Valo, our merchant person, they decide to help you because they're like, well, I'm not connected to any of these people. I can still help you. And he takes you to a new base to set up where there's an older woman who has sort of the legend of how the time rift kind of works, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So basically she tells you about like this red chain, essentially, and that the time rift, if you can get all of the pieces of the chain together, you would be able to kind of close the time rift, essentially. And so you've got the option then. She says, okay, here's where these 3 Pokemon are supposed to be. If you go track them down, you can get the pieces of the chain and put it together. But you shouldn't do this alone. So you have a chance to take either Adaman or Iridian with you to go get this chain. Because they'll be sort of your wing person, and then the other one is going to sort of deal with Galaxy Team and kind of give you the scoop as to what's going on over there.
Yeah. Who'd you pick? Adaman?
I went with Adaman.
Nice. I did Iridian.
Okay, cool.
She was more friendly, I felt like.
Yeah, I couldn't really, like, decide between them. I was kind of like, all right, whatever, I'll just choose you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty inconsequential.
Yeah, I think the big thing that happens is which legendary Pokemon you see first is based on the one you choose. For me, I think it's fine what they are, but I felt sort of annoyed by the space-time rift people for both of them. Like, no, I think space is the greatest thing. And the other one's like, no, but time is way more important. And their argument, like, I get where they're coming from, but I felt kind of annoyed by their rivalry in general.
It is kind of dumb. Because... And then at the very end, you figure out, oh, it's not either, it's both.
Right.
Like, no shit.
That's how I felt like the moment I met them, which I know that, like, I'm not them in their Pokemon situation where they're, like, have their traditions. To me, I'm like, space and time are both important. No fuck. Like, so for them to reach that conclusion, to me, I felt sort of like, I'm annoyed by you. Like, finally, you're at a spot that makes sense to me. But,
yeah.
But
like, how would I go back to your village and I burn it to the ground?
Just burn all your problems in Pokemon Arceus.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you set up, head off to go, get the pieces of the red chain. Red chain.
Red train.
Red chain. There we go. And so basically you have trials at 3 different lakes. At this point, you also have the flying Pokemon, which also is cool. It, again, opens the world up big time. Going back to each map after this with being able to fly was really cool because there's areas you could get that you hadn't before. All of that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Very, very, very useful. For sure.
Yeah. That made this part too, like, end game go fast because then you didn't have to deal with traveling taking a while. You're just like, boom, I'm gonna fly there, which was nice. But you go to the 3 lakes and you battle the 3 alpha Pokemon that are at each lake. And when you beat them, they give you the piece of the chain to kind of put it all together. Now, now that you have the full chain, you're ready to go close the time rift. But when you get up there, Commander Kamado is there, and he says, "No, I know you've done all of these things, but I kicked you out, and I'm a better battler than you, so you have to battle me to prove that you're allowed to battle this legendary Pokemon up here to close the rift."
Like, all right, I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah. So for me, being over leveled at this point, I just wrecked him. He had no chance.
Yeah, same. I just obliterated him.
Yeah.
Then I spit on him.
So then, after you do that, you battle similar to the frenzied Pokemon, right? With these two legendaries, you can't you don't battle them and knock them out. You still have to do the bomb stuff, right? Or do you battle them? I don't remember now.
I think you just battle them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you just battle them because
They're just pretty strong.
yeah, well, so the first one you have to catch. Because I accidentally killed it the first time, and then they made me redo it.
That's right.
Yeah, because you need the first one to battle the second one.
Okay, that's what it is. So you have to catch them, you have to battle. That's right. This was frustrating because I kept accidentally almost killing it, and so I was like, all right, I need to. I had my Oshawott learn false swipe, and so I'd basically have to get ones out there to kill it, and then I'd just false swipe until I got low enough to be able to catch them.
Dude, I caught it on my first try with a... Well, sorry. Technically second try because I killed it the first time, but second time I fought it, I caught it on my first Pokeball. It was crazy.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you capture the first legendary. For me, it was Dialga, but yours, I think, was the other one because you had the other clan person.
Yeah. Palkia, or...
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Palkia.
So then from here, you regroup with your team, with everyone, and Professor Laventon says, "Oh, I think to be able to do this, you probably need a special Pokeball." So he develops a special one. Then you go and battle Palika, or Dialga for you. And part of it is you have the other legendary Pokemon. So the whole time-space thing is they battle each other, and in this you're able to kind of bring them together by catching both of them, sort of thing.
Yep. So you find out it's, surprising that it's not space or just time. But
Right. They're both important.
yeah.
This closes the rift, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get welcomed back into town, and they're like, "Hey, I guess we were wrong about you. You closed the rift, and you did everything for us. I guess you can stay here, and we're glad you're on the team. Sorry."
I would have taken my 2 new legendary Pokemon and just destroyed everything. Like, I control the gods now. Y'all are done.
Yeah. So you do that. From here, you can continue filling out the Pokedex. There are other kind of legendary rumors that Follow has that you can kind of track down with them to do stuff. But this is where I stopped. I didn't keep going after this. Did you play more after this, or did you just...
I've played some more. I will probably eventually try to catch all the Pokemon, but I'm not actively doing that right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I could see going back. Like, I had fun. I picked it up today, actually, for maybe a half hour to just kind of mess around and feel familiar again. And it was nice. Yeah, this is a cool game, for sure.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, totally. So, okay, I guess this takes us kind of into our last section, general thoughts. Anything else we wanted to talk about that hasn't come up, but, wanted to share on? Really, actually, for me, I think that we've talked about a lot of what I've thought about this game, but
yeah.
For me, my big hope is that Scarlet and Violet, which is coming out in November this year. So kind of crazy to get two big Pokemon games in 1 year. But I'm hoping that Scarlet and Violet is sort of that nice mix of what Arceus is and what Sword and Shield were. So I hope that it, like, if I had my wish list for how it would go, you would have, your standard filling out a Pokedex, gym battles, all that stuff. But then if you could see all of the Pokemon like you can in Arceus, that would be great. I would like the Sword and Shield battle system more than this one, but I would like to be able to catch like you can in this. And if it was either open world like this or even more open world, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, that kind of aligns with what I was thinking as well. I really like I really love the seamless battle and like catching Pokemon. I don't necessarily like that you can get attacked directly by the Pokemon. I mean, it makes sense, but in a game where if a trainer's attacking you directly, it's kind of fucked up. So I feel like that won't really work in those.
Yeah,
but I guess wild Pokemon still could. But yeah, it could be. I'd be really cool with it being combined, like Arceus and Sword and Shield to make Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I definitely would love straight up open world with like different towns and stuff throughout, and not just the regions. But I'll take either. However they mix this up, I'll probably enjoy it because that comes out in November, right?
Yeah. So actually, really soon.
Yeah, that's like 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild that it's so soon. I really wouldn't have thought you'd do this, like, where you'd release two like big Pokemon game in the same calendar year. I would think you would have waited a few months even. But yeah, I it was a little annoying that you could like faint from the Pokemon attacking you. Like, I get it, it makes sense, but it would have been kind of nice if that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it did fit with the story of like people being afraid of Pokemon, they attack you, things like that. Mm-hmm. So it was almost necessary. Like, if you couldn't be attacked by them, what are people afraid of?
Yeah, that's true. I feel like that would be weird if they were afraid, but you're like, literally, they can't attack me.
Yeah, I've never been attacked, not once.
Right.
Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, I think we talked about this. I would love to see more trainer battles. Some kind of the gym system or Elite Four or whatever. That'd be cool. But I think overall, like, this is a really good step towards like whatever future Pokemon games they make, like Legends games or however any mainline games. I think that if they just incorporate things from Arceus and like continue to expand upon that and make it better, it's gonna the franchise is going in a really good direction, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I could change one thing from the Legends, like for the next Legends game, is if each area had like 5 trainers in it spread out through that world, through that like hub kind of thing. Like, if you could have just battled a couple people each way through your progression, that would have been nice.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I definitely miss not having trainer battles. Well, there's some, but they're not a big part of the game, which I definitely missed.
Yeah, and for this, like I would have taken away. I would have been fine not battling any of the people who were our friends or the like prove it battles. And even taking away like the Fortune sisters as your like bad, so to speak, I would have been way happier with, or been totally into like, there's random trainers around here who were also trying to like, I don't know, get better at Pokemon stuff, and you just battle them because that's what you do, kind of thing. I would have been into that.
Yeah, that would have been pretty sweet.
But I don't know. We'll see if the next one does stuff like that. But I'm sure that Violet and Scarlet's going to be more like probably mostly more like what we're used to, but hopefully some of these features added in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all I had. Did you have anything else?
I'm good.
Cool. All right, we can move on to a little bit of listener feedback to close us up. First up, we've got the pre-order bonus on Twitter, who said, "We both really loved how the battles and catching were much quicker. It felt so much easier to progress in the game, and the grind never felt tedious. Totally agree. Oh my gosh. I was, I feel like in kind of your mainline games, it can feel like, oh, I get into a battle and it will take forever and like can just feel kind of like a long process. This,
Yeah,
like,
sometimes, yeah.
not always, but I do like that a lot about this. I felt like each time I played, like I played a lot on my lunch breaks at work, and in 25 minutes I could get a lot done, which was really nice. I really like that about this.
Yeah, I like that too. And to be able to run away, like you're like battling a Pokemon, and you just can literally run your character away, and it ends the battle. That was kind of fun too. You don't have to like click through the menus and whatnot. It's over, which is cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Eli on Twitter said, "I think it's a fantastic start to a potential trilogy and/or series. I do think the world was a little empty, and there wasn't much to do aside from the main story and side quests. But other than that, I think it was a solid game." That's fair. I definitely think there could have been more reasons to explore. Um, yeah, I felt like once I'd caught a ton of Pokemon in an area, there's no reason to really keep looking around. So I think the world could have felt more alive.
Yeah. I think if you, like, I'm guessing if you played the way where it's like, okay, I do the world, I do everything I can in that section before I move on, you would basically never have a reason to go back except for when you could swim and when you could fly. Those might change it, but otherwise, like, you wouldn't have a reason to go back at all.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, so I can see that, but I agree. I think this is the good launch pad for what's to come. Morgan on Twitter had said, entering and exiting battles is super quick and smooth. One thing I dislike about the mainline games is how long wild battles take, but this fixes that. Being able to catch Pokemon without battling was something I disliked in Let's Go, but I love in Pokemon Legends Arceus because the option exists. That's true. I do like that you can go either way. I like being able to sneak up and catch Pokemon, but I do like that I could battle them if I want to do that too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, got lost track of where I was. Let's see. Okay, is it Let's Play Baseball on Twitter?
Yep.
Cool. Last one. I loved how open the world is and being able to catch Pokemon freely. The story was a bit short, and there were some quality of life stuff that could have been improved, but overall, a lot of fun. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like the story wasn't that short. I probably put like without any grinding, I'd probably would have been like 15 hours, maybe. Which is pretty decent for a Pokemon game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think overall, it's a fun game. It's a good entry. I'm excited for the next Pokemon. I'm glad this exists. I am excited for Pokemon's future as a franchise. And I think that's good. I think that just overall makes Arceus a win. I think the thing that will be a bummer for Arceus is I assume that Violet and Scarlet will take a lot of the cool mechanics from this, and maybe in a normal year, Pokemon Legends Arceus would get some Game of the Year noms, but instead I think all of those will go to Violet and Scarlet, and Arceus will basically get a little forgotten, which is too bad for them, because it's a cool game, and could be one of the better games that come out this year, but I could still see it being kind of overshadowed, since another mainline game in its franchise is also coming out this year.
That's true. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just wait 3 months or 2 months, like do it 2023.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. That's what I would figure. But I guess also what I like about this is I don't know what the interval would be, but if the next like mainline Pokemon game comes out in like 3 years, well, this could come out the next Legends could come out year 2 or year 4 kind of thing, and so you could really have a nice stagger where you could have good Pokemon stuff coming out every year, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. I think generally Pokemon games come out every year.
Oh, really?
But I don't remember. Yeah, well, maybe every 2 years. There's some remakes in there too, remasters.
Yeah, I feel like an ideal cycle might be something like a mainline game, remake, Legends, mainline game, and you just have a cycle like that. You could be having Pokemon content coming out all the time that's good, which is pretty cool. Like that's a great spot to be in, being them, for sure. Just living in money.
Yeah, seriously, unlimited money.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, that's what I have. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we go?
No, I'm good.
Sweet. Well, that's Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you'd want to talk more with us about it, you can hit us up on Twitter at StoryEverPod. Our website's TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed.com. That has a backlog of all of our previous episodes, including Red and Blue and Sword and Shield, are on there. So if you want more Pokemon with us, check those out. If you'd like to support the podcast financially, you can do that at patreon.com/TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed. For as little as $1 per month, you can get access to monthly bonus episodes we do. One of our first ones was actually our favorite Pokemon, so if you want to hear that. We've also done things like our favorite games in childhood, all that sort of stuff. If you'd like to support the podcast but can't financially, totally cool. That makes sense. But if you would want to share this with a friend or review it on iTunes, that would mean a lot, just being able to help share this with more people. So if you'd want to do that, that would be cool. And yeah, that's our episode, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.